lonesome, and the archer unit in the background's lost a few members. So very interesting looking photo of that. But yeah, looking pretty decisive on the right-hand flank. Next photo, the chariot is sitting in here, and as you can see, the king, all has to do to get into combat is just move down the ranks and then use his great weapon to wipe out the chariot in one hit. So we'll be seeing that in his turn. Going to skip to the next photo where the Carrion have charged the back of the repeater bolt throwers to try and assassinate the sorceress, but they failed miserably and didn't kill her. But there should be a scorpion popping up fairly shortly to do some damage. And in the background, the skeletons have charged the Cold One Knights. And in a previous turn, I'd actually killed a couple of them with the repeater bolt thrower, knocking off their 3rd rank. So the Cold One Knights actually beat the skeletons in the first round of combat. Next photo, the king moves over here and lashes out with the Destroyer of Eternities, kills the chariot. We were all expecting that, but that's just one play that he had to get out of the way. Next photo, ooh, Skelepult trying to knock out the sorceress with the Pendant of Caliph. He guesses it exactly on top of her head, scatters 2 inches, and fails the partial rolls for the Pegasus and the Sorceress Lord, and doesn't hit any of the Witch Elves. We're looking at this photo kind of on an angle there. If your eye was directly above what was going on here, you'd see that the template isn't actually over the Witch Elves. And the prince is still in combat with it's just clipping the edge of the Witch Elf unit. So, and he's lost wounds and stuff as well. So combat res will take him out. Next photo, this is my next turn, and the Harpies have now charged the archers just to delay them yet again. The prince has been wiped out. The Witch Elves are now reforming to face up against the Tomb Guard, or pushing their way through. The Hydra has moved around the side, getting ready to flank somebody, and the Pegasus sorceress, having barely survived all of the shooting at her with arrows and all sorts, Skelepult has moved over the background where there's a forest blocking the line of sight between the Skelepult and the sorceress. And in the foreground, the spearmen have charged into the back of the Carrion to get rid of them, to keep the sorceress alive, and generally looking pretty strong here. Yeah, I'm pretty happy how it's turning out. Next photo, the Colburn Riders, apparently strength 4, so they're making short work of the Skeleton Regiment, not taking any damage in return, and just really pummeling it out. The Cold Ones have got the same initiative as the Skeleton Warriors, and because I keep winning the combat, the Cold Ones are going first, and he's really not getting many attacks back. So that's how that was being played. Next photo over the far right, the Sorceress tries to get some spells off. Doesn't really do particularly much, but it's quite difficult to cast things with the Casket of Souls, I should know. Negative 1 to cast, so I've failed Unseen Loca every time I tried to cast it. I tried to cast it on the Hydra, but it didn't work. Next photo, though, the one spell that I did get off, and the one spell that I've been waiting to do all week, is Steed of Shadows on the BSB with the Rune of Cain, and this was my trump card for the game. This is the one thing that I was really planning on doing with this entire list, and it was my game plan, was to move the Witch Elves forward 10 inches in the first turn and cast Steed of Shadows on her, the Witch Elf Death Hag BSB with the War Banner, and yeah, and charge the casket because she's friends. She doesn't have to take a terror test. And I couldn't do it first turn because I was March block, couldn't get close enough, but and the next turn I was in combat. But now I saw an opening, so I just charged the Casket Lich, and she lashes out with like 3 attacks, +1 for extra Haven Weapon, +1 for Frenzy, plus D3 for Rune of Cain. And she's carrying a battle standard with a War Banner on it. So first turn she challenges so that the Casket Guards can't whack her back. The Casket Lich accepts. She shreds the Casket Lich, and he has to use Collar of Shapesh to put 1 wound on the Catapult crew or something. So with combat res, both Casket Guards die from crumbling, so does the Lich. I actually completely forgot about her Battle Standard and War Banner, so that would have killed the Hierophant straight up, but because we forgot about it, it left the Hierophant with 1 wound, so he would be dying in the next turn. So this is a great play that Tomb Kings just cannot do anything about unless you dispel it somehow, but because it's such an easy spell to cast, you could have both sorcerers with Steed of Shadows, and this model, which is immune to psychology, it's frenzied, just deals with the casket instantly. Next photo, amazingly, he fires a Screaming Skull catapult shot at the Hydra, and because its base is so large, he has to roll 4+ to partial it, but he does partial it directly on the hole, rolls a hit, 2+ to woundy wounds, and rolls a 6 the number of wounds, so that's why there's no Hydra in the picture. It's totally eliminated by a Skelepult, so that is what I would have loved to have done as a Tomb Kings player, but I've never managed it. I never managed to get that 6 after all of that lucky sort of 1 in 3 chance of hitting, and then 4+ chance of partialing it, and then a 2+ to wound, and then a rolling a 6. That's some nice luck there. By the way, the Tomb Guard have charged the Witch Elves in a previous turn, so has a Scorpion, but the Witch Elves were just too much. They have 3 attacks each, with ward save from the Cauldron of Blood and the Stubborn, so they just shredded everything. The Tomb Guard unit have been ruined, and so is the Scorpion, and that unit of 10 archers in the foreground has been reduced to a single member. And yeah, the Harpies have been mashed by the King. Next photo, the Scorpion finally shows up. So does the Swarm under the repeater bolt thrower, but misfires and the Swarm doesn't show up after all. The Scorpion tries to kill these spearmen, but they turn around and start piking it, stabbing it. The Sorceress is left alive with 2 crossbowmen. The Cold Knights are just polishing off the remnants of the Skeleton Melee Warriors. The Battle Standard Bitch on the hill takes care of the Hierophants, so the Tomb Kings are testing for crumbling. And just got the Tomb King left. Next photo, what happens here is that the BSB, after polishing off the Casket of Souls, charges down the hill and attacks the King. Due to the crumbling roll, the Scullipult gets crumbled. The Sorceress, level 4 Sorceress, decided to charge the flank because I was going to challenge with the BSB anyway, and she's got an extra couple of strength from the Pegasus hit. It was a bit of a risk, but I just did it anyway for fun. Tomb Guard have been wiped out, and the Cauldron of Blood gave the Killing Blow blessing to the BSB, so the BSB killed the King close combat easily, but failed the curse roll, and the BSB died. After killing pretty much all of his characters, BSB is gone, and that's the end of the game. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I really enjoyed playing Dark Elves for the first time in my life. Dark Elves really are a tough army, and when you know what the weaknesses of Tomb Kings are, it's not too difficult to win with the Dark Elves. Admittedly, my opponent, kudos to him for getting such good range guesses on the Scullipult and doing his best. Tomb Kings are not an easy army to play when you're very new to them. You have to think ahead a lot, and if you're not familiar with the spells and order of things, you can trip yourself up. So he's not like a new player or a foolish player. It's just that Tomb Kings do require a bit of work and thinking when it comes to planning. But once you sort of got the basics down with Tomb Kings and you sort of know your army very well, you can obviously be quite flexible with them and can achieve quite a lot. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this report. I certainly enjoyed the game, and catch me again next week for probably some more reports.